Chet Chat is underwritten by the Law Office of Tim L. Fields.
Hi, I'm Chet Pourciau. Happy New Year and welcome to an all-new episode of Chet Chat. 2013 is off to a great start, and this month we are talking art, food, design, and yes, coconuts. Our first guest is Cameron Shaw and Amanda Brinkman from The Drop to tell us about a local art subscription program. We also have Chef Matt Farmer from Abilene Restaurant is going to make a mouth-watering dish for you guys. George and Chanel Laforge of George's Produce, they're here to decorate some Zulu coconuts. And I'm going to share with you some great design tips. And finally, I have a huge announcement that you don't want to miss. So guys, let's do this. Design Show Chet Chat. Design Show Chet Chat.
I'm Chet Pourciau, and I've got designs. I'm Chet Pourciau, and I've got designs. I'm Chet Pourciau, and I've got designs for New Orleans. I'm Chet Pourciau on LAE. I'm Chet Pourciau on LAE. Chet Chat on LAE. Chet Chat on LAE. I'm Chet Pourciau, and I've got designs for New Orleans.
There's a new art subscription program in New Orleans called The Drop. It funds a nonprofit group that supports education in the community. The Drop makes art collecting easy. It's fun and affordable, and anyone can do it. So joining us today is Cameron Shaw and Amanda Brinkman. They're here to basically tell us how The Drop works. Ladies, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having us.
So tell me a little bit about your program.
Well, we are the founders of Pelican Bomb, which is an online arts criticism publication. And while we were doing work on the website, we realized that artists in New Orleans really needed a lot more help in terms of getting funding and being connected to new collectors. So we started The Drop, which is an art subscription program where we actually make artwork available to the public.
I think it's a wonderful, wonderful nonprofit. I mean, when my friend Chris first told me about it, I was so intrigued. I couldn't wait to hear more about it, so I couldn't wait to have you guys on Chet Chat.
Right.
So tell me exactly, how does the program work?
Every 2 months, we commission 3 artists to make work specifically for our program. So we're offering something that you can't get anywhere else. We pay our artists up front. Our whole goal is to put money in their pockets and hopefully connect them with future collectors. So every 2 months, we come out with 3 new works of art. They start at $80, so you can actually have an original or multiple artwork for less than $100.
Okay, and who does this benefit actually?
Well, this definitely benefits artists. They get paid up front, they get to meet new collectors, and this really has somewhat transformed the process of art making for some of our artists. You know, people who are doing large-scale video installation were challenged with making something that would fit into an 11 by 15-inch box. So then they are able to kind of start coming up with more ways of making accessible art. So not only does it, you know, help artists, but it helps people being introduced to art and people in the community, and we love making those connections between artists and people who want to be more involved with the arts here.
That's wonderful. And speaking of introductions, tell us a little bit about what you guys have bought us today.
So this is our box. You can open it up and you see that you actually are getting a box of art. And here are some of the works that we've had created for our program. This is a work by Bob Tannen. We have a work by Nina Schwanze, and this one's really exciting because Nina is a video and performance artist.
Oh, really?
So inside that hand-painted case, so every case is like a little painting in and of itself, and inside is a video created by her. She puts on all these different characters. It's a really fabulous and fun way, especially to introduce people to video art, which a lot of people are less familiar with it as a form. And then we have a work by Dave Grieber, and that's a great work. If you pick it up, you can see it's a hologram.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's very cool.
So we thought that was really neat.
Yeah, that's really, really great. And so how do artists get involved? Like, how do you get these artists to get involved in this program?
Well, by working on the website, we become familiar with artists all over New Orleans. We do studio visits. We're always being emailed by artists. So we already had a good platform to start with by being familiar with artists, but we get emails all the time with people introducing themselves and their works. We're always going to galleries, studios, different institutions. So we are constantly on a daily basis out and about looking at art.
And if some other artists wanted to get involved, how would they go about contacting you guys?
Well, that's one of the things. We realized the program was working when artists we had never met or heard of started contacting us. So that was great for us because we're always looking to learn about new artists in the community, but we also realized artists were connecting with this. They saw a way that this could benefit them, could help them, and they wanted to be involved. So on our website, we have our email address. Anyone is welcome to send us an email. We always love to connect with people.
And are you finding that artists are really, loving this? They're looking forward to doing more of these things. It's getting their artwork out and showing it to, other people, other viewers who maybe have never seen, some of their work before?
Definitely. We've had a really overwhelming, positive support system that has really kind of emerged. People are really excited when they get an email from us and welcome us into their studios, and we have a great time working with them on the project itself and really seeing the beginning and how the idea really transforms throughout the process.
Yeah, I think I really do. I think it's an amazing project. I mean, my partner and I are both art collectors, so I think this is something that people who are art collectors or new art collectors can understand basically, how this program would work. And I also can see how this could be something great for kids. Have you thought about how, this could really introduce kids into the whole art program and how this, their parents having maybe done this can really show them, the arts in the community? Yeah,
our first box, which we did in September, was a great group. It included Dave. It was also Miss Pussycat and Keith Duncan. And every single one of those works had a sense of play where you could put them in your living room or you could put them in a kid's room. And there is this way where it's affordable, and we think a lot of different audiences can connect with it because of that. And when we've been out in the community or doing sales events, we've seen kids come up and they're dragging their parents because they feel connected to what they're seeing.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Well, we got to close up soon, but any words of advice to get people or to get artists to get involved more in your program? What would you want to tell them?
Check out the site, start reading about some of your fellow peers, connect with us, send us your images, and yeah, just keep doing what you're doing. People are out there and want to connect and be collecting your work.
Yeah, give us that site one more time so we can make sure that all the viewers are going to that site.
It's thedropnola.com.
Okay. Well, thank you, ladies, so much for being here on Chet Chat. Good luck to you guys.
Thank you.
Thanks.
And guys, if you want more information on The Drop, you can definitely go to their website, www.thedropnola.com. Stay right there. We'll be right back with a great cooking segment.
Imagine America's largest stage, dark. Or the nation's biggest schoolhouse, empty. Or the greatest library of documentary programming, closed forever. It could happen if funding for PBS is eliminated. Find out more about the threat to PBS at 170millionamericans.org.
This year we're making food a regular segment on Chet Chat Show. Today's chef Matt Farmer from the beautiful Apolline Restaurant or Magazine is here to show us how to make a great dish. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Oh, you're welcome.
So this is actually our first time we're having food on the Chet Chat Show, and I couldn't be more thrilled than to have you on here, basically showing us, just some of the ins and outs about making a really great meal. So first, tell us a little bit about who Matt is. Are you from New Orleans?
Yeah, I'm from New Orleans, born and raised. Grew up in Metairie. Went to high school in the city. Delgado for culinary school, went to LSU for a few semesters.
Wait, you went to Delgado for culinary school?
Sure, yeah.
I went to Delgado for interior design school.
There you go.
Delgado, it's a great school. You have two proof right here. And tell us a little bit more.
I've just been cooking for the last, 12 years. And, finally starting to be able to do my own thing. So
that's great. That's great. I am not great in the kitchen, but I have learned a couple of skills. So while you're making some of this stuff today, I'm going to kind of help you out, just show you some of the skills I may have learned. Awesome. So what are you making us today?
Today we're going to do a seared diver scallop with roasted corn mock choux, Gulf shrimp, and bacon plank.
Oh, scallops are one of my favorites.
Awesome.
So what do we start out doing
All right,
here?
so first we're going to start off searing the scallop. Just to give you a little background on scallops.
Sure.
There's a few different types. that people generally use. You have a diver scallop, a sea scallop, and a bay scallop. Today we're using a diver scallop, exactly what it sounds like. You know, it's virtually hand-picked from the ocean.
Okay.
It tends to be your bigger scallops.
That must be the ones I like because they're bigger.
Definitely the fresher scallops.
Okay.
The other two are smaller for ceviches. The bay scallop or the sea scallop is frozen.
Frozen. Okay.
So right now, I just got a pan going with a little bit of canola oil. We're going to take the scallops. And
Beautiful scallops.
It's very important to have the scallop dry.
Okay.
You're not going to get that really good sear that you want to see on a scallop. So we kind of pat it on a paper towel. We're going to very lightly salt it. Very lightly.
Very lightly.
Salt tends to draw moisture out of things.
Okay.
So when you're salting scallops, you don't want to use a lot. And you also want to salt them
on both sides?
On both sides, but as well as right before you put it on.
Okay.
Or it's going to draw out too much moisture.
Why do I find that, you know, with cooking fish, I find it a little bit easier, but with scallops, I find it a little more... It's a little more detailed. It's a little harder to get those scallops like perfectly.
It is. I'm not going to say it's an art, but there's definitely some technique to it. I mean, you really want to start with a hot pan, and that's a good sound you want to hear, you know. And you want to keep it at a consistent temperature.
Okay. What's a good consistent temperature for scallops?
I mean, in terms of a home, you know, range, I would say medium high.
Okay.
You know, you definitely want the sizzle, you want the smoke. That's going to get you all of the color that you want.
Okay.
So next we're going to go into, while the scallops cook, they take a minute or two to kind of get the good color we like on them.
And they cook faster than regular fish as well, right?
They cook much faster, and you don't have to eat them well done.
Okay.
You know, at the restaurant we serve them medium to about medium well, and that kind of takes care of most people's palate.
Okay.
You know, we get requests for, you know, all
kind of ways.
Exactly. So let's check these right now and see where we're at. You know, you can cheat and look, but you see we're starting to get good color. We'll leave them for a half a minute. Now we got another hot pan, and I'll let you start doing the mock shoe if you want. You can go ahead and throw all the vegetables in.
Throw it all in there?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
We have some red bell pepper.
God, this brings back so many memories.
We're going to have some fresh garlic.
Okay.
We have the roasted corn, which is kind of the star of the show right there.
I love corn mock choux. See, I'm from Southwest Louisiana. I know about some good corn mock choux. And then the onions?
The white onion, yes, sir.
Okay. My God, that's starting to smell amazing.
While you were doing that, I went ahead and flipped the scallops, and you can see how it's got the nice little crust on it.
Okay.
And we'll let this go for a few minutes. We're going to want to season this with salt and pepper.
Okay. Because everything tastes better with salt and pepper,
Everything tastes better with salt and pepper.
Okay.
We're going to go ahead and cook these. And once this gets going, we're going to add a little touch of heavy cream to it. And what that's going to do, and the Creole seasoning.
The Creole seasoning.
And what that's going to do is help to create this kind of thick, sticky sauce.
Okay.
So when the cream reduces, it gets really sweet, along with the corn.
Okay.
And it just creates this really nice kind of clean dish.
All these vegetables are beautiful. They give you a beautiful color.
So we're almost done on this. So what I'm going to go ahead and do in the same pan, I'm going to start cooking the shrimp. These don't take too much time at all to cook.
And are you cooking the shrimp with the heads on?
I'm cooking the shrimp with the heads on.
Yikes.
And the tails on.
Everything.
It can be requested.
Okay.
You know, if you're not, you know, cool with that, we can definitely do it any other way. We heavily season the shrimp. And we'll go ahead and pop it in with our scallops.
And you can just do that right in the same pan?
Just do it right in the same pan. I mean, it's nothing that's going to hurt anything. Everything's cooking.
Okay.
And we'll go ahead and see the good color on the scallop.
Okay.
These are pretty much done. I'll go ahead and pull them off and let them rest. And then while our
corn mock
choux gets going, you can actually go ahead and pop the heavy cream in there if you'd like. And we'll start letting that reduce down. And that's just going to take a half a second.
Wow. So
and the shrimp is almost there.
How did you learn to start cooking like this?
I mean, experience, you know. I cooked a little bit at home when I was younger. My parents were very nice to let me kind of destroy their kitchen. I received a cookbook when I was little and kind of went through it front to cover and and just cooked everything. You know, I went to LSU for a few semesters, not having any intention of cooking.
Okay.
And when I came back from LSU, it was kind of there. I still had, you know, the passion for it, and I went to school, and ever since then, it's just been definitely the best decision I've ever made.
Okay.
You know? So we're almost ready to start plating our fish. I'm going to go ahead and take the plate. I'm going to grab the plate.
Sure, absolutely.
Put it on the cutting board, please. I'm going to take the bacon plank, which is another unique thing that we do. We take bacon.
Oh, I love bacon.
Who doesn't?
Yes, just like salt, everything tastes better with bacon, right?
Right. So we take bacon and we shingle it on a sheet pan.
Okay.
Kind of, if you look at a piece of bacon, there's one heavy fat side and there's one heavy meat side. Okay. So we go ahead and we lay them, shingle them out on a sheet pan, roll it with a rolling pin, and bake it in the oven, and it kind of locks in place and it forms a sheet of bacon.
Yeah,
we cut it out into little cubes, and we'll go ahead and start portioning out everything. Okay. So our mock shoe's done. See how it kind of gets nice and gooey and
beautiful.
And that'll kind of be the base.
I cannot wait to taste this.
We go a little bit on the plate as well.
Okay. You know, the one thing that I like to say about food and design is that, you know, with design, there's a form and a function. The form of design is that the thing has to look good, but the function is you have to be able to live in it. And food, I've learned, kind of works the same way. The form of food, that it has to be beautiful, but the function is that the food also has to taste good. And so from the looks of this, not only are you making this food look good, but I'm sure it's going to taste amazing as well.
It's going to be great.
Okay.
So we just arrange the scallops on each corner of the bacon, just like that. And our shrimp kind of, I'll take the heads off of one for you. Our shrimp kind of goes like that.
Wow.
And we just garnish it with a little bit of the green onion.
Okay.
Just like that, and that's it.
There you go, a beautiful plate by Apolline Restaurant on Magazine Street. But I'm going to taste it to be sure that it tastes good. Delicious.
Awesome. Thank you.
Delicious, delicious. So guys, if you want more information on Apolline Restaurant, you can visit their website at www.apollinerestaurant.com. Stay right there. We'll be back with our DIY segment.
PBS is the place you should go first.
There are no advertisers to be satisfied, only an audience to be satisfied.
We take our responsibility as journalists very seriously. We are constantly thinking about our viewers and what they care about.
We want to let you know what the information is, and then you decide what you want to think.
At the NewsHour, we are after the facts and only the facts.
It's carnival time, and it just wouldn't be Mardi Gras without those prized Zulu coconuts. Today, the 2012 King of Endymion, George LaForge, and his wife Chanel here to show us how to decorate those famous Zulu coconuts. Thank you guys so much for being here.
Thank you.
And I know you watch, so you know how this process works, right?
Yes.
So George, let me talk to you a little bit about, before we get started with this. First of all, congratulations. Last year, you were the King of Endymion. How did that feel?
Oh man, it's unbelievable. It's just something that happened that we really didn't expect it. So, you know, when something like that usually happens, it's a real great thing, you know.
Right. And you are a member of Zulu, right?
Correct. I've been a member over there for 20 years now.
Yep. Last year was my first time riding in a Mardi Gras parade. You know, I'm from Southwest Louisiana. So I remember coming here the first time, and the first parade I saw with Zulu, and I thought, if I could not only catch one of those coconuts, but ride on one of those floats one day, it would be like the thrill of a lifetime. And last year, when I did that, I swear, I was crying because it was just so overwhelming to be able to be on the float, but having all these people hollow at you.
Yeah, right.
But hollow at you, not for those beads, they want those coconuts.
Oh yeah, that's a major item during this time of the year. You know, we get different calls from around the country. We ship some out. My wife, normally around this time of the year, she look at me like I'm crazy.
Right.
But, you know, we've been in this business now doing this for quite a while, and we take a lot of pride in the ones that we do.
And you have your own produce company where you sell coconuts?
Yes, sir.
What's the name of it?
George's Produce at 129 Terry Parkway. And anyone that would like to buy any, we sell them year round if they're available year round.
So you have all year to either paint your own or have the Chanel. Yeah, so you can buy hers that's already decorated. Yeah. Speaking of decorated, this is the do-it-yourself segment, and I know all you guys love that. So today we're going to actually show you how these Zulu coconuts are made that they give out to you on Mardi Gras Day. So Chanel, how do we start?
Well, basically, you get your sack coconuts. They come full of hair, filled with full of hair on them, and we actually shave the hair off of them, and then of course we spray paint them. And from the spray painted, we go to starting to decorate. And it's really simple. It doesn't take long. I've kind of got this down to a science since I've been doing it so long.
And I know from last year you can spray paint them gold, but you can spray paint the coconuts in any color, right?
Yes, you can. Absolutely. People get really creative when it comes to doing their coconuts. Some people put hair and faces and all kinds sorts of things on them. Now,
are they more expensive if they're more detailed? Or?
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, I've seen them with feathers, all kinds of stuff on them.
Yeah, I kind of did some of those last year, but I gave those out to like special friends and stuff. I didn't, you know, throw those off the floor. But, you know, I was just, like I said, once again, I was so surprised at the way people were just dying for these coconuts. It really is like the prize catch.
This is the prize throw for Mardi Gras. Yes, it is.
Yeah, like the float I ride on in Zulu. You know, I don't buy any beads. Because most of the people that know.
Because he's the king, he doesn't have to buy beads.
I usually put at least 500, maybe 1,000 of them on the float me. And just about all the people along the parade line, they know which actually what float that I'm on.
Oh, really?
So I get to see people, man, that sometimes I don't see them but once a year around Carnival time. But it's a lot of fun, you know. I've been loving Mardi Gras since I was a little boy, but this part of the deal, man, I love this. Especially, you know, it brings back memories with my dad when he was living. Because he actually, you know, started this with us painting and decorating these coconuts like about 25 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
And, you know, last year, I had a lot of people telling me after, you know, I got off the float that, you know, you didn't give me a coconut, but you can't throw these coconuts, right? You have to hand them. So, guys, if somebody's in the Zulu parade and you know them, like me, and you didn't get a coconut, it's because they can't throw them. You have to actually hand them to them. So, God, you finished that not that fast?
That's it.
This is a prized Zulu coconut, and this is really the catch of the Mardi Gras season. Tell us again where we can go, where's your place, where we can go and find these, and a little bit more about, you know, your produce stand out in
Terrytown.
In Terrytown.
Yeah, we're located at 129 Terry Parkway. We do specialize in Louisiana-grown fruits and vegetables. Right now, we're coming to the end of citrus season, but the blood oranges, which is always the last thing we pick, we're coming in this week, so we'll have lots of blood oranges coming in.
You know, one of the great things that we talk about on Chet Chat, and also when I do my Fox 8 segments, is that we always want to keep it locally owned and operated. And so, you know, you guys having your own produce company that you said you started with your dad, you know, you can't be any more locally owned and operated than that.
That's correct.
And so, guys, you know,
we do service a lot of the restaurants.
Oh, do you?
Oh, absolutely. A lot of the restaurants in New Orleans now they buy a lot of the local produce from us.
That's great. That's great. And do you have something to say before we?
Well, I just want to say I'm glad to be here. I'm glad we were invited to do this, and like I said, anyone need anything like coconuts year round, we're able to sell. You know, lately a lot of these people gives them as gifts at weddings.
Oh, that's a great.
We decorate.
George is teaching us another DIY, and we didn't even know it.
That's right.
I love it.
We've done anniversary coconuts, birthday coconuts.
It got to be the way my wife and my daughter decorate these coconuts. You know, when you give someone a gift and it looks something like that, they appreciate it.
Absolutely,
you know?
Absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more.
You know, so she take a lot of pride in it, and my job is to shave and paint them, and if they're not painted correctly, she gives them back to me.
I'm sure she does. Well, once again, guys, I appreciate you guys being here. Happy Carnival to you guys.
Happy Mardi Gras.
Thank you. Guys, stay right there. We'll be right back with a new segment called It's Our Design Time. It's a new year and a new segment on Chet Chat. This is our design time. Like fashion trends, trends and designs are always changing. Pantone, the leading color specialist, has named emerald green the color for 2013. And trust me guys, you'll be seeing a lot of this color in fashion and design. So today I'm going to show you how you can incorporate this color into your home design. One of the simplest ways you can do that is just by adding a vase. Vases are something that you can incorporate into your design that you can simply just use on a table, you can use it on a bedside table or in a foyer. Also, candlesticks. There's always a great and easy way that you can incorporate the color of the year into your design just by a basic candlestick. You see this is green, but it has a white base. But the candlestick is, the candle's actually white. You can also use an emerald green candle. You know, paints and fabrics are something that can really transform your house. So if you want to add some new pillows or a new drapery, you know, just get some emerald green color and incorporate that into your design as well. You know, one of the trends for 2013 is actually wallpaper, but not wallpapering an accent wall, wallpapering your ceilings. So if you want to change a room into your house and by adding the color of the year, emerald green, it's simple. Just get some wallpaper and wallpaper your ceilings. I always like to talk about doing it yourself. So these last two things are great do-it-yourselves. This pillow here is actually just painter's drop cloth. And what we did is we took some tape and we taped off the famous chevron pattern. That's a really big pattern right now. And we just painted the chevron pattern with the green. You pull it up and then you have incorporated a really great chevron pattern, but also the color of the year. This last thing we're going to talk about is how you can make your own runner. Once again, painter's drop cloth. It's very, very inexpensive. So what you do here is you cut out the painter's drop cloth on the side and turn it into a runner. Then you can incorporate any type of design that you want on it. You get some puffy paint. You can find this at any local craft store, and you basically go at it and make your own design. So guys, once again, the 2013 Pantone color is emerald green. And this has been our design time. I have some wonderful news to share with you guys. I will be a contestant on the new season of Worst Cooks in America, premiering on the Food Network on Sunday, February the 17th at 8 p.m. Be sure you tune in because it's going to be an incredible season. I hope you've enjoyed today's show and got some really great ideas. I'd like to thank all of my guests for being here today. If you are a local business or an organization that would like to be featured in an upcoming episode of Chet Chat, it's simple. Just email us at chetchatshow@gmail.com. For more information on this episode, you can visit my blog at chetpourciaudesign.com. I'm Chet Pourciau, and I've got designs on New Orleans. See you guys next month.
Chet Chat is underwritten by the Law Office of Tim L. Fields.